Hey everyone, it's Bridget from Paper Creations with another card video. This is actually my first card in a long time because we've been refurbing my craft room. So a week or so ago I did a video, just a walkthrough of my new craft room. So I'd like to just thank everybody for watching it and all the lovely comments. But anyway, I'm glad to be back making cards. So here is a really quick little Christmas card, and not sure how many of you bought the Stitched with Cheer card kit, but it's all stitched cards and I really liked it, and I just was so happy when I saw that there was a bundle that I could buy that was actually making my own stitched Christmas cards. So this is one of the cards. This here I made using the Mink machine. Now I've done another one for this card that we're going to make now, but I'm just not sure if I want to use it, so I may end up just stamping a sentiment. Yeah, so we'll see how we go. But let me tell you what you need. So you need some cardstock. You'll need a piece of red card that measures 5 3/4 by 8 3/8, and you're going to fold that in half and that becomes your card base. You will need a piece of the candy cane. I used candy cane lane, but you can pretty much use any cardstock or any DSP that you've got, and this one measures 4 by 5 5/8. You will also need a piece of white cardstock that measures 2 3/4 by 4 1/4, and that's the bit that you've stamp your tree on. You will need Mossy Meadow ink. I think that one's discontinuing, but anyway, Real Red ink, that's for the sentiment, and crushed curry ink for the stars at the top of the tree. And you will need this bundle here. Now this is the festive season bundle, and it is on page 16 of your catalogue, your holiday catalogue, and it's a bundle and it sells for $74. The bundle is 143527. So you get the stamp set and all of the dies. Now I've used this particular die here. As you can see, you can do stars and stitch around them, you can do baubles and stitch around them. It's just entirely up to you what sort of cards you want to make, but for this video I chose just to make a pretty quick and simple little card, and would be fairly easy to mass produce this card too, for those that like to send the same card to people. The other thing I've used is the Baker's Twine trio, and I've used the gold. There's also red and green. I thought the green would actually be nice used with the internals of the tree. So this would sit inside the tree like this, and you could do, the branches, the fronds or whatever they are, in the green if you really wanted to. You'll need some snail adhesive. And I went to the Papercraft show in Penrith and I bought some of these Nouveau crystal drops, and I wanted to use them because everyone says they're fantastic, and I have to agree, because I made this card probably about 10 minutes ago and these are already rock hard. There used to be another product, and there still is, where you make your own little pearls using something very similar, but gosh, they used to take a long time to dry, whereas these, they're actually rock hard. You can touch them and yeah, everything, so they're really great. So I think we can get started. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your mat, your foam mat, and your white piece of card. You'll want your stamp and a piece of paper towel just to clean that off actually. You can see that I don't clean my stamps always between use, but the photopolymer aren't too bad. Ink that up. Just make sure that it is well inked up, because sometimes the photopolymer don't ink up that well. And a little trick is to ink them with Versamark ink first, and then over the top of that put your ordinary ink, the colour that you want to use. So let's just do that. Stamp that on there, press it down fairly hard. There we go. Okay, put that off to the side. Get your big shot. So I just lay that on there. Put that roughly on there, just like that. And run that through. Now I'll run that through, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 times, because I like to make sure that it's actually gone all the way through. Yep, perfect. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, so now comes the stitching bit. So I took a little bit of tape and I just ran it down here. Take your needle and your thread. Now the needle I got from this Stitched with Cheer project kit. I'm not sure what size needle it is, but it's perfect for the twine. For those of you that sew, you would probably know these things, but I'm not much of a sewer, so I will just use what I have. So I've put that little bit of tape on the bottom there just to hold that twine. Then you just start stitching, and you're going to go forwards and then backwards. So forwards and then back through it again. Then forwards and then back. Forwards and back again, and so on. And you're going to do that all the way around the tree. I've actually got one that I've prepared, so I'll just take this one up to the first little branch thing and show you what I did there. So we'll just keep going. Then you just go to the outside there and back again. It's just a matter of going forwards and then backwards. So you just keep going around the tree until you end up with something that looks like this. So what I'm going to do with this first, before I do anything else, is stamp my little star on top of the tree. Now the star you can actually also cut out and stitch, okay, if you really want to get that fiddly, because it would be quite fiddly, I think, to do that. But you can do it, it is doable, but I didn't for this one. Okay, so just ink up with the crushed curry and stamp that on the top. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of assembly before I do anything else, so I'm going to take this piece here and just use my adhesive on there and stick that on the front of the card, like that. You could ink the edges if you wanted to, it's up to you. Then I took the adhesive snail and went around here to stick that down. Comes together very quickly. Now you can take your drops and just give them a bit of a shake, and then you can start dropping them down on your work there. I actually really like these. Okay. So the red's quite a bit thicker than the yellow by the looks of it. And the green I think is pretty much like the, oh no, the green is a little bit like the red. So it's just the yellow that's a little bit runny. There we go. So now we can either do this sentiment on the bottom, or we can actually stamp something. So I'm going to stamp Merry and Bright from the Stitched with Cheer set, because I just really like that. Is that even going to fit? No, we need another piece of white. Okay. Stick that on there, and I'll be cutting this out because I don't have the thinglets to use. Just ink that, stamp that out. There we go. And then we can cut it out. It doesn't take very long to cut out something like this. And you can cut it with a little border around if you like. Mine is tiny. Okay. Just quickly cut that out, and then we'll decide which one we'd like to use. And I often will do that if I'm not sure. I'll have several different sentiments ready to go with different, you know, cards and things. And I actually like that a lot better than that. Yeah, I like that a lot better. So on the back here we can use our dimensionals. And keep these pieces when you get towards the end of your dimensionals, because they come in handy. You can actually use them much like I'm using them now, actually. Okay. Peel that off and stick that on the bottom of your tree. And there you have it, a very quick little Christmas card. And that's actually almost dry. Almost, not quite, but almost. Okay, thank you for watching.